inviting me here to speak on behalf of the Ireland Palestine Solidarity Campaign. I want to speak about one of the great burning issues of our time, the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. The Palestinian struggle for human, civil, national and political rights is a cause worthy of our solidarity. It's a staggering figure, but since we marched here last year on May Day in Dublin, over 1,600 Palestinians have been killed by the Israeli occupying forces. Thousands more have been injured, hundreds arrested and thousands more left homeless. Men, women, children, workers, trade unionists, the unemployed and fighters. Israel does not discriminate when it comes to the slaughter and oppression of Palestinians, as the recent onslaught in Gaza proved to the whole world. Life as a worker in Palestine is not enviable, facing economic exploitation, high unemployment rates and sheer brutality of life under the Israeli military occupation. For example, in Bethlehem last week at the May Day march against Israel's apartheid wall, Israeli occupation forces opened fire on the crowd. Thankfully we're not there today. Injuring 9 people. Among them was Sahar Saad, the Secretary General of the Palestinian General Federation of Trade Unions. 5 others were arrested, and as far as we know, they're still being held. This kind of repression is routine for Palestinians. Recognising these injustices, in 2007, the IPSC conference took the historic decision to endorse the call from Palestinian trade unions and civil society for a campaign of economic boycott of and divestment from Israel. It also saw the establishment of IPSC Trade Union Friends of Palestine. They were not the first labour organisation to take this step, nor were they the last. To take just a few examples, in Ireland, Impact, SIPTU and NIPSA, and internationally the Congress of South African Trade Unions, the Canadian Union of Public Employees, the Norwegian Confederation of Trade Unions, the NUJ in Britain, and most recently the Scottish Trade Union Congress have all passed similar motions. The IPSC salutes organisations that support the boycott campaign, and we're especially happy to see that IPSC has maintained its principled stance in favour of Palestinian human rights in the face of severe criticism from Israel's Zionist trade union, the Hezbollah, and Israeli political officials and certain unprincipled sections of the US labour movement. So, what can we as trade unionists do? Trade unionists, both as part of their collective organisations and as individuals, have an important role to play in the campaign for Palestinian rights. The first step you can take is to get active in the IPSC or in the IPSC Trade Union Friends of Palestine. More information about both are available on our website or from myself or any of our volunteers here today. Just as the boycott of apartheid South Africa played a significant role in the isolation and defeat of the regime there, it can also help to bring about an end to the Israeli occupation and the apartheid regime in Palestine. As an example of how trade unionists can take action, workers in Atlantic Home Care, Woodies, Homebase, Tesco and Dunn's can refuse to handle any produce that is made in Israel or comes from Israel. These small actions can have a huge international effect, just as the Dunn's strikers who refused to handle South African goods did in the 1980s. If you are a member of a trade union that has not passed a boycott and divestment motion, we urge you to work within your union and have a motion brought to your national conference that mirrors the IPSC resolution. While it is fantastic that IPSC are on side, we need every individual union to pass such motions for maximum effect. As trade unionists, you can promote the boycott at grassroots level among your union branch or your trades council. It is important that boycott and divestment work is done from the bottom up as well as from the top down. The IPSC and the TUFP will be more than happy to help you out with this. You can also help the IPSC with its Apartheid Free Zone campaign. If you want more information about this, again, you can have a look on our website. It's www.ipsc.ie. Another thing which trade unions can do is to affiliate to the IPSC. Earlier this year, Unite Union affiliated to us, and we hope to build on this in the future. All people and organisations of principle must come together to help the Israeli occupation, to help end the Israeli occupation and the war crimes, just as civil and political society did with apartheid South Africa. Boycott is working. Thanks again to the organisers of today's march for asking the Ireland Palestine Solidarity Campaign to have a speaker here today. I would like to invite you all to attend the public part of our AGM next Saturday, the 16th of May at 2 p.m. at the Central Hotel, where we will have a public meeting with Dr. Ghada Karmi, who is a renowned Palestinian author and academic, And also we will have Professor Assad Abdul Rahman from the Executive Committee of the PLO. I would also encourage anyone concerned about these issues to join the IPSC or your Trade Union Friends of Palestine branch and find out what you can do. And finally, I'd like to leave you with a call from the Bethlehem branch of the Palestinian General Federation of Trade Unions. We call on international trade unionists to demand the release of Palestinian activists arrested in Bethlehem on May Day. We call on international trade unionists to raise awareness about the land theft and ghettoisation of Palestinian communities by Israel's apartheid wall, and to build support for grassroots resistance against it. We call on international trade unionists, finally, to support the Palestinian call for boycott, divestment and sanctions, and to promote concrete boycott, divestment and sanctions actions to hold Israel accountable for its crimes and force it to respect Palestinian rights. Brothers and sisters, we cannot yet say that we are truly winning the battle for justice in Palestine, but we are getting there. And Palestinians need your support now more than ever. Please join us in our struggle. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Freda. Freda Hughes of the Ireland Palestine Solidarity Campaign. John, could you make your way up?